Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be the 1 month update on our sealant tests that we have currently going on. So yeah, 1 month since we applied all these. Quickly run through them as always. Little tiny corner section with Carpro cquartz UK 3.0 to test how a real ceramic coating goes against some of these spray sealants that say ceramic on them. Starting off with those is Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions ceramic spray coating. Next to that we have Meguiars hybrid ceramic wax. Then we had Mother's CMX ceramic spray coating, Bowdens own bead machine, NV Nova Jet, and Carpro Reload. So far we've had a couple of products not looking the best. I'd say Carpro Reload on this corner section here has basically failed, and the Turtle Wax ceramic over on this corner is not failed, definitely still working, but not looking the best. Even after sort of 2 weeks, it was starting to not look the best. So had a bunch of people questioning it. What I decided to do is, as there was a lot of doubts that the two corner products were the ones that had sort of started to go, what I've done is I've actually, this little section here is another little section of Carpro Reload, which was applied 1 week ago at the three week mark, and here we have a little bit more of the Turtle Wax ceramic. Also, just in front of the Carpro Reload in the curviest section of the bonnet, we applied a little bit extra Bowdens own bead machine. So that should help answer any questions over whether it's anything to do with it being on the corners that it failed. I just think Carpro Reload isn't the longest lasting, and surprisingly Turtle Wax ceramic just not the best. I have had great results previously with the Turtle Wax sealant shine. That's why I really expected the Turtle Wax ceramic to be one of the winners in this, but it's looking like it'll be probably the second one out. And then surprisingly last week we had NV Jet start to sheet a little bit more, and it's not quite looking as good as it did. Now when editing I realized maybe there was a little bit of soap residue left, because once I did to the mist function it didn't really seem to be happening as much. But we're going to see now, it's been another week, so as always we're going to give it a quick rinse and then a quick wash down with Carpro Reset before we then rinse that off, and then we check water behavior in a flooding sort of section, see how easy it is to flood the panel before we go into the mist function and see what the beads look like. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the series. This is the 1 month update, like I said, and let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with the rinse. Hasn't had a lot of rain this week, but you can see I've got a little bit of bird droppings and bit of dust and debris on the panel. So starting off with the cquartz, still looking amazing of course. Turtle Wax, so yeah, still looking pretty good. I know I said, like, people think I'm saying it's failing. It's clearly not. It's just the beads aren't quite as impressive as they were, and it's a little bit easier to flood. Coming over to the Meguiars, you can see it clearly is looking better than the Turtle Wax. That's all I'm saying. So a lot of the people saying I got, so many months out of the Turtle Wax, yeah, I believe you should have. This is at a month and it's still looking great. Sitting outside, washed every week. If your car's inside in the garage and you're getting 6 months out of it, that's, yeah, possible if you were not washing it every week and it wasn't getting driven every day. But it's just not performing as good as some of these other ones. That's what I kind of wanted to point out. I'm not saying it's failed. But yeah, here is the Mothers. So you can see those are both looking a little bit better than the Turtle Wax. I wouldn't call the Turtle Wax failed. Coming over to the Bowdens, that is looking amazing. And the NV, yeah, so I feel like possibly the NV last week, when I thought it had taken a bit of a dip, it might have been just down to having a little bit of soap residue left. And then we come over to the Carpro, not really looking the best. So let's check our bonus sections here. So here we have a little bit extra of the Turtle Wax ceramic and a little bit extra Carpro Reload. And then we also put a little bit in front of the Carpro Reload, a little bit extra section of the Bowdens own. So you can clearly see that down there. So that is our rinse done. Alright, so time for our weekly contact wash. Okay, let's rinse it down, see how they're looking. Alright guys, so I've rinsed it down after our wash. Let's just go ahead, go into the shower function and just try and flood these. So the ceramic coating from Carpro, sheeting straight off the turtle wax ceramic. So you can see in the shower function, we're able to completely flood that and then it starts sheeting. So it wouldn't sheet if it was completely gone. So there's an untouched section, very slow sheet compared. You can see the turtle wax is drying up, but still not as good as it was in the first rinse. Coming over to the Meguiars hybrid. So you can see that we aren't quite able to completely flood that. Water is already dispersing as it hits it, and you can see it's already basically dry. So that's performing great still, really impressing me. The Mother's CMX, very similar to the Meguiars. Say not quite as hydrophobic as the Meguiars, which I think is a change compared to last week. I think they looked a little more similar last week. So we'll move our camera over. So now we've got Bowdens own bead machine. You see it's similar to the Meguiars and quite hard to fully flood the panel. Now here's what I'm interested to see what's happening with the NV jet in this shower function. Yeah, so NV jet we actually are able to completely flood. So yeah, it wasn't going crazy last week. It's actually not looking as good as it did. Now it's really surprising me because that was my sealant of choice before I started ceramic coating my cars. Always felt like I got really good life out of it, really good gloss. But there you go. Some of this newer stuff is just a little bit better. At the time of me using NV jet, Bowdens didn't have bead machine, and neither of the other three weren't out at the time. Carpro Reload was, and I wasn't the biggest fan. And basically because, as you can see, completely flood that quite easily and do a slow sheet. So it's never really got great life out of it. But NV jet, yeah, I was a bit of a fanboy, I'll admit. And Bowdens, Mothers and Meguiars have really stepped up their sealants, and they are actually, in this test, performing better after a month. So you can see the difference in the sheet between NV jet and Carpro Reload. NV jet, very rapid. Whole thing is dry basically now, whereas Carpro Reload just around the halfway mark now. So, and also we just had these little bonus sections here with Carpro Reload and the turtle wax. Now these weren't prepped as well. This was just quickly wiped down with an alcohol prep spray, whereas everything else was applied right after being polished. But you can see it's hard because it's such a small section, but those two are both looking a lot better than than they are on the month-old sections, as you'd expect. And down the very end, we had an extra section of Bowdens, which is looking amazing. You can clearly see where it's applied. So yeah, that's our sort of flooding test in the shower function of the hose. Okay, so into the mist, let's check our ceramic coating. And as you can see, amazing. Those beads, super tight, super hydrophobic, and you can see the difference in the shape of the beads compared to the turtle wax. Not very rounded, but still beading, still looking pretty good. A lot better than the untouched sections, which do not really bead up at all. Yeah, there's turtle wax and Carpro cquartz, so a bit of a difference. True ceramic versus spray ceramic. And bring our camera over a little bit. Check out Meguiars hybrid ceramic and Mother's CMX. So a lot of people were surprised with the Meguiars hybrid, saying that they didn't get much life out of it. And then I had other people getting up me when I first applied, saying I didn't apply it properly, you meant to do it wet. Now that may be the differences between what's going on here, because I watched some previous application and review videos, namely Sandro from Carcraft, who said after a lot of different testing, applying it dry like a traditional sealant, he was getting double the life and a lot better water behavior. So that's what I did. I'm guessing a lot of people, it does send it back to apply it wet, basically as a drying aid, and you don't really get as much life out of it. So that may be the difference. Some people saying they got great life out of turtle wax and they got terrible with Meguiars. Don't know about the turtle wax, but with the Meguiars, that's probably the difference. As when applied dry, this stuff is amazing, and it's seriously impressed me, as it's a really big bottle of it, and you don't have to use much. And yeah, this is at 1 month, and looking pretty similar from when we first applied it with weekly washes. Mother's CMX also, really happy with that. Would definitely recommend it at this point. These two really impressed me. Mother's CMX, very expensive though. Even when on sale, still quite pricey. But yeah, it's looking really good. As you can see, out of these two, I mean, it is hard. I'm going to give a slight edge to the Meguiars over the Mothers, but not much in it. Bring the camera over a little bit further. So now we have Bowdens' own bead machine, and yeah, I've said it every week. This stuff is really impressing me. If you watched my Bowdens sealant test that I did originally on the channel, you may have heard me say that I used to use their sealants a lot, and I stopped using Fully Slick and Happy End and Afterglow, as I just didn't really get the best life out of them. That's when I went to NV Jet. Well, it's clear that Bowdens really stepped it up with bead machine. This stuff is amazing. Clearly winning the test so far in my mind. But I will say that Meguiars and Mothers not far behind. Coming to the NV Jet. So yeah, the beads are still really good, but they've definitely stepped down. They're just not quite as nice as these other ones. So pretty surprised by that, but yeah, it is still looking great. I'd say we'll still get another month out of it looking probably like this. And lastly, if we bring our camera over a little bit further, we've got Carpro Reload, and let's see what kind of beads we're getting from that. So a little bit more of a sheet, but still getting some beading, still definitely there. Comparing it to the sections of the paint which has nothing applied, I can see a clear difference. So the Carpro Reload at 1 month still there, but I mean, personally, I would probably look at removing it or topping it up or something at this stage. I just don't think it's the best. And then lastly, for our little bonus sections, so here we have turtle wax, and here we have Carpro Reload. So you can see Carpro Reload starts out looking great at 1 week. And turtle wax. So both really nice beads, but we'll watch those start to decline, I'm assuming, just like we did in the main sections for those two. So that's basically it for our bead test. I will get the camera in nice and close and show you guys how they are looking. So there's turtle wax. Well, starting off, there is Carpro cquartz, and we've got turtle wax ceramic on this corner. So we're just trying to get this camera. Meguiars hybrid ceramic, so super nice. Mother's CMX. So yeah, like I said, really impressed with those two. Our Bowdens bead machine, I'm going to say it's still in first. NV Jet definitely slipped down into fourth, and Carpro Reload in last. So just to run over what I think the sort of winners are, the top three. I'm going to go Bowdens own bead machine. Second, I'm going to give to Meguiars hybrid ceramic wax, and third, Mother's CMX. NV Jet is slipping a little bit further behind, which yeah, I am shocked, like I said. In fifth place, turtle wax ceramic, still there, still working pretty good, just not as good. And last, Carpro Reload, not really the best at this stage. I'd probably look at reapplying after a month. So guys, there is our 1 month update. Now what I'm thinking, just to make this not too boring and repetitive, it's been a month, we've seen how they've all sort of started to act differently, well namely not all of them, but namely the turtle wax and Carpro, plus now the NV. So these three still looking great. What I'm thinking is now I'm going to do every 2 weeks I'll do an update. So it's only going to get washed every second week. I know not everyone washes their car every week. It's going to stay outside, and every second week I'm going to give it a wash and do an update. And because I think they're going to all last quite a while yet, so I've got plenty of other videos that I want to get started on, and some other tests to also do. So I have been putting a few extra videos out at the moment because we were in lockdown there for like a week and a half in Brisbane here. And yeah, I just had nothing to do, so I had a bunch of products here ready to go, so I started filming some videos. I probably should have waited a little bit and put those videos out and sort of save them, but just wanted to get some out. And yeah, you guys seem to enjoy them. Now, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I'd really recommend you do that, because I know I've been picking up a lot of subscribers and a lot of these views that you guys are watching the channel from sharing it to a couple of Facebook groups. Now, I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want to spam people who aren't interested, and I want to every week share a video. I'd like to get away from doing that and just have people who want to see the content are subscribed and they can see the videos as they come out. So I definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that, so I don't have to, you know, basically spam Facebook groups to get you guys to watch the videos. If you're interested, just subscribe now. I would appreciate that. And yeah, if you haven't already given the video a like, that's also going to be appreciated. And yeah, before we wrap it up, there's going to be more series coming. I've got a few products in the pipeline that I'd like to pick up, and a few that I already have. So I actually picked those up. Huge thanks to all the guys who have supported me on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And so I've had quite a few people donate a few beers to me, and instead of buying beers with that money, I've been buying detailing products, which is going to make us some more videos. So if you guys would like to do the same, help the channel out and help me pick up some more products, head over to my Buy Me a Coffee page. It is linked in the description. You can buy me 1 beer for $5, 2 beers, $10, whatever you'd like to buy. Any donation is greatly appreciated and does go towards supporting the channel. And if you want to leave me a comment on there of what you'd like me to buy with your beer money, product you want to see tested, or if you just want to say thanks for the content, whatever you'd like, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, with all that said, that's going to be it for this one. So it won't be another one of these for 2 weeks, but there will be something else coming out next week, a different test. So yeah, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.